Yeah, well, I got shut down early last night, just a little bit before, just before I could finish up. Maybe I got about 15 acres to go yet. I should probably turn this like this. Maybe my lighting will be better. Anyway, what do you need help with? Well, you can wait. We got to fix this. So what happened, and I see what happened, and that's not good. See that? It broke off a piece of my pickup head. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Didn't expect that to be there. I got two of these that are broke. I think one just came undone. The other one obviously broke off. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this band out and this band off. And then I'm going to figure out why that wrapped, which usually it wraps when it's damp and we were running into the night. I got to do some general greasing to the baler. For some reason, my grease system kicked out yesterday. This little guy here that runs automatically, and really when it does that, you start up you just turn on the computer.
Daddy, I think the chain is there.
Well, you can open it. Go ahead. There you go. Look at this guy. He's going to help me. He's my mechanic right here, right? Are you my mechanic right now? Say yes, Daddy. I am your mechanic.
Yes, Daddy.
Yeah, he's my mechanic. So, anyway, so that looks like it's getting grease anyways. Got to check the tension on those. But anyways, I got to get this grease gun going, get those things out of there. And I've really got to get baling. I got to finish baling that 15 acres. Yeah, because Pepper's here, William. Because it's going to rain this afternoon. And here comes Aunt Beth. Let's get Aunt Beth. Aunt Beth is coming. Our power is out?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I
In here. So this is a nice thing about this camera is it's magnetic.
Huh?
It is. It's magnetic, so we can...
My wrenches go.
Your wrench?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where did your wrench go? Yeah, pick this up, right? Like that. Oh my God. This thing got me yesterday. It hurt. Huh. We got two. We do.
Careful, Daddy.
I'm
It will
careful.
happen knife.
Yeah, it will hurt me. And I don't want to die today anyway.
It will turn the PKO on.
Well, then that'll eat me. And I'll die. I don't want that. You don't want me to die, do you?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
No, you don't want me to get hurt. Are you planning my death? Is that what it is? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. You knew I'd find out too, wouldn't you? Oh my goodness. We'll be doing a lot of wrenching this winter on a baler because I think we're going to buy back that baler. Yep, I'm going to buy that baler back and do all the work in the winter time and get ready for whatever it is we're going to do this year. And I got to figure out why that thing is not functioning. Okay, there's one. There's one. And oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Huh?
We're empty, Daddy.
What's empty?
Yeah.
Hold on, I can't see because I'm up here pulling a band out. I think I'm gonna put, yeah, I could have done this last night and finished up, but I didn't because it was dark and I didn't have my tool set. Anyway, whatever. What is that? You can see that this is part of the pickup header. What you do is you save these and then you weld them back in and life is good. You can buy that whole unit. you can buy that whole unit and replace it. It's not terribly expensive. It's maybe $1,500. It's just one of those things you don't want to be spending $1,500 on if you don't have to. And it's a wintertime job. Everything on a Krone is replaceable, repairable, rebuildable. And that's really one of the reasons why I like Krone balers so much. There's inside the bale chamber, they have bolt-in pieces. And if you wear them, you replace them. I put my tools back. If you wear them out, you replace them. If you don't replace them, obviously, what do you get? You get worn out parts, but it does not stop you from running the baler. Most of this stuff. And there's always positive things in my experience with these machines. There's always a good positive thing. If it breaks or wore out, you can replace it. If it's a weld-in part, Krone is famous for selling the weld-in parts. It's not that way with New Holland, and it's not that way with Heston without having it go to a dealer or whatever. I just never had that experience that with a Heston, and I have owned two, and New Holland, that you could buy the parts that you needed to replace in there. They're just not there. They're just not available. And it's kind of crappy, but I did some interior work on the older baler, the one that burned the other week. And the little bullets that go on the front of the needle guides, chopped those out, bought the new ones, welded them in. That was it. Chopped them out, bought the new ones, welded them in. Cody did that work. So Cody had done that work. I didn't have to because I hired him to do it, and that was good. In the New Holland, you couldn't. Those were bolt-in, which were easy enough to replace, but I like the weld-in ones personally because they're in there. I've lost the bolt-in ones. I lost a lot of those over the years. Ended up Loctiting them in. The bolt breaks off because they're metric. Metric sucks. I don't know why, but metric sucks. And that's just that. So anyway, yeah, this piece here is worn. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to these balers this coming winter. This baler in particular, not this baler in particular, but this baler will need to have some work done to get it up and running for next year. When I'm done baling this year, then we'll go right to it. But right now, I have to get some hydraulic oil in there because I know that I'm low. If I could just remember. Oh yeah, there it is. No, we're okay with hydraulic oil. What's that?
A hydraulic hose.
Hydraulic hose where?
Right there.
Oh, they're there. Yep, the hydraulic hoses. So anyway, I'm going to get under there and pick that string out of there. I'm not going to replace those bands. These pickup headers are rigid. They're just like a rotor. And they spin solid. They don't have any moving parts. That's another reason why I like the Krone. They're very fast. They pick it up and they throw it right to the back. And it feeds very quickly. You can literally bale at 12 miles an hour with this baler, and it will keep the ground swept clean. So, but there are some issues here. The new balers, this has all been rebuilt. We'll be buying, I have to buy new bushings for in here. They're nothing to replace. You just pop that off of there, put the new bushings in, and then slide your pins back in, and everything's good. On the old baler, the older baler, these pins are worn so bad that the whole thing has to be replaced, and that's that. But Krone's really good about beefing stuff up. The new balers, this is about 5 times heavier. That pin is like that. And it is self-greased. This is greased automatically, obviously, because there's the tube. I have to climb up top there and run some grease through, because once in a while it will plug, which is that way with all the welder or the automatic grease systems, that you do have to pump some grease through them. Now we're recording. Okay, we're going to try something a little different. I've got this FPV thing. I didn't buy this way. It came with it, which kind of made me somewhat happy. There's some people out there that like the first FPV view. I'm not one of them, but I will make it if that's what you all want. So, all this thing does, it's magnetic and it clips to your shirt. What I'm doing here, I didn't clean that off, but whatever.
Don't get you that one.
This is the XTC grease.
Daddy, don't get you that one.
No, well, you don't need that. Now, this is an oil reservoir, this thing right here. So, you have to put an extraordinarily large amount of stuff in there. And when I say extraordinary, I'm telling you, you need like 60 pumps. What this does, if you don't know how a CV works, like these CVs work, there's a plate that goes between in here. It's welded in there, very tight tolerances. And this is a Bondioli shaft. It's not a Walterscheid, Bondioli. So this side of the U-joint has a ball on it, and this side of the U-joint has a ball on it, and the plate that goes in the middle of that has a socket for each ball. Okay, so when you turn your tractor, those balls slide within that plate, and that plate will dip into the oil reservoir, and when you straighten out, then the oil will go, it'll draw a little bit of grease out of there, not oil, but grease. Draw that grease out there, and it will lubricate the side plates of this thing. Since I've used this XTC grease, I have not had any wobbly shafts, worn out shafts, or anything like that. It's way better than anything else I've used. Mobile XTC. Now, when you do fill this, I believe it's when you grease these, it goes to that socket, or that socket, I'm not 100% sure how that socket gets greased, but I do know that it does get grease through, I think it comes through the universal joint. I really do. I think it's right here. And I normally run these until I hear air popping out of those seals, like right about there. So you do that. You don't want to blow the seals because that leaves, if grease can come out, dirt can go in. So there it is. And this XTC is not like your regular lithium grease. It's not. It's like a very thick oil. And in the dead of winter, when you're trying to pump this shit, it don't pump worth a damn. You cannot use it in an electric grease gun at all. So, oh, come on, you devil. Yes, William. There it is. 4 pumps on that one. So if it only took 4 pumps for that universal joint and it took 12 for that, it's definitely feeding the socket from there. I greased this, only baled about 200 bales yesterday, so I'm not too concerned. This drive line doesn't need any grease because I greased it yesterday late in the day. And that's about it. So my first FPV view, 2 hands free. I actually kind of like it. We are done, ready to go to the field with the exception of baling twine, which I will have to deal with. So this is it, right? This is the thing. So you pop that off of there. There's a lanyard that goes down under my shirt. And when you want to use it, stick that on there, turn it around. It fastens that way and you're on. And it's done. What do you got? Well, you can put that back because that's brand new and we need that later. Go ahead, put that back. Put it down. Listen to what I'm telling you. Life will be rough if you don't listen to me. Come on, let's go. We're done. We're done. We're going to move on to the next thing. All right, so today it's raining. This is always a welcome sight unless it's been a wet summer, but we haven't had a wet summer. We've had an extraordinarily dry summer. It's been raining for a while now. I don't know how much we've gotten because my app generally waits until it stops raining in order to tell me how much we've gotten. We haven't gotten that far. So anyway, what we're going to do today is go pick up 2 new running gears. 2 brand new running gears for the Parker wagons. that I have. I have those twin door Parkers. The Parker running gears back in the day were probably okay, but today with the high-speed tractors and high-speed tractors, they're just not feasible anymore. Okay, so we got the trailer and we got the straps, making sure that do a quick walk around. These are brand new tires, lights are working. We do have this issue. Let's see, we fixed that. Fixed. Lights are on. Not the greatest shape, but they do. I don't know what it is with this trailer, but every time I take it out, somebody's smashed into something. Make sure that your pintle hook is in good shape. Always cradle your chains, guys. Most guys just hang them like that. They have to be cradled like that, because if this thing comes unhooked, that cradling is designed to grab the tongue of the trailer and keep it from swaying. That's just the way it is. That's the way you're supposed to do it. That's proper. Anyways, this tire is probably forever old, but it holds air, and those tires are good. Yeah, got everything. Got the boy. He's in there. He's got his, what do you got on there? You got your coat, right? Such a handsome guy. I think we should take your coat off. You want your raincoat off?
No.
So, I want everybody to take notice. My wife got a new job. Her new job. See, and it's a real simple job. All you gotta do is paint a straight line on the road. Just paint a straight line. All right, look at that.
Really crooked.
Good God. So then, my wife didn't actually do this, but there's a story. There's actually a couple of stories. I'm gonna try and get my wife to tell one of her stories, but look at this thing. So story one is really quick. Me and Teresa were coming down the road here, and she's like, man, whoever painted that was either drunk or Asian. And, you know, so I thought, yeah, you're probably right. Or they were a drunk Asian. I mean, this dude, look at this. I mean, he was just like, he was either getting, you know, masturbated or whatever while he was doing this. A drunk Asian something. I don't know how he did that little dog's leg. That's crazy. But okay, so anyway, on the Kingwood Facebook page, one of the people that I follow, I went to school with her. She had posted. I'm surprised nobody's posted how crooked the lines are on Route 519. And so I was like, you know what? I was gonna say something about it, but you know, I'm not the kind of person that gets on and bitches about little bitty things. But I will elaborate when somebody else does. So anyway, so I wrote in there, they must have been drunk or Asian. And the former mayor of the town replied to me with a question mark. So I had to explain to him. I said, well, my wife actually was the one that says it, and she's Asian, and you know, so I was just agreeing with her. And we've got a green light. Hey, how much coffee did you put in that coffee this morning? Because I feel a little bit coffee high. Was it strong? Was it as strong as you are?
I put an additional extra
Extra.
to
I think she put cocaine in there. Anyway, so we're gonna get Teresa to talk about a story about cutting a straight line at a job that she had in fabric. Can you tell that story, my love? It's real simple.
Yeah, when I was, I think I was 16 years old, I went to this factory in Subic Bay, fabric cutting clothes, and I passed everything, the exam, the interview, I passed it. Now the actual is the one that I failed because they want me to cut straight line on a fabric, and I cut them crooked, so I failed. I didn't get the job.
Didn't get the job. So maybe you should explain a little bit about getting a job in the Philippines and how it's very different than it is here.
Oh, it's very different. You have to be college educated, you have to have X amount of age. Yeah, and we got William Chatterboard over there. So.
Yeah, but okay, so college educated. Can you get a job in, say, McDonald's or Jollibee without a college education?
No, you have to have at least associate within those fields actually. You have those fast food.
Well, we're not
you have to have at least associate degrees in college.
So, for all y'all Americans out there to think that it's easy in, say, a third world country to just get a job, that there must be jobs everywhere.
No.
You actually have to have a college degree to go flip burgers in a McDonald's.
In the Philippines.
In the Philippines.
Yep.
So, and there's a lot of other things. It's all contract, right?
Depends. Yeah, and then if you hit like age, I don't know, 30 something, forget it. Might as well pack your shit and get the hell out of the Philippines. They won't accept older people.
So by the time you're 30 years old, it's like Logan's Run.
Yeah.
By the time you're 30 years old, you're too old, and they kill you. They kill you with joblessness. Yep. So unless you're working, you know, and we're talking the smaller jobs like the Jollibees and things like that. So, you know, you hit 30 years old, you're done. You're basically over the hill.
Unless you hit the managing position at that age, then you're pretty comfortable. You're
right.
Like, you're in. But if you're like starting on that age, forget it.
Yeah.
They'll throw you out after X amount of years. You're fired. We gotta hire new ones, younger ones.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that I've noticed in the Philippines with her sisters is that they'll get a job and they'll work there for, say, 9 months, right?
Yeah.
They'll work for 9 months, and then they gotta re-up their contract, and they'll only re-up the contract like once or twice, right?
Oh, I don't know.
And then basically you're done, you know. And age is a big problem. I know her older sister. She had a job lined up, and then they asked her how old she was because she didn't look like she was 25 years old, because she's not 25 years old. And they denied her because of her age.
Yep.
Right? So
Age discrimination station in the Philippines.
So when you're in the Philippines, you know, and yes, I understand the Philippines is a third world country. I get it. I enjoy the Philippines very much. There's limited opportunities for people that aren't A, have the college education, B, have a career that they are going to settle into for the rest of their life. Because if you change jobs, like she was saying, at age 30, you go to change a job and you're going to go let's just use a librarian, or, you know, even just to work at a bookstore. Now, her sister worked in a bookstore.
For years. For
years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a problem with the manager. And not only did she have a problem with the manager screwed her out of her severance pay, right?
Oh, yeah.
Screwed her out of a lot of money. And they stole the money, and there was no way that my sister-in-law could get that money back. Which is a crying shame, because, you know, she kind of deserved the money, I think, because she worked there for those years.
I don't have my phone right now.
So the manager that caused her all the problem and basically made her resign from her position is no longer in the store, so she wanted to get her job back, and guess what?
Not today.
Not getting her job back, even though she dedicated a lot of years of her time.
Yeah.
And she has an associate's degree.
She did.
Well, you still have
Well,
it.
now she is old. They don't want old. No. They don't want old hag. They want newbie one. They want fresh looks. They want young ones.
And how old is your sister?
She's 41.
41.
She's 41.
She's got a birthday
She turned
coming.
41. It's done. September 4th.
Oh,
You
I
didn't
see it. It didn't come up on my Facebook.
You're fired.
I guess I'm gonna have to make a special video just for my sister-in-law.
Oh, you fire, Kano. You fire.
Yeah, because I feel kind of bad. I greeted Alan and Carlotta and Lanny, but your sister did that?
Lanny's not yet. Lanny's next month.
No,
Lanny's
I do.
October. Adinta is September.
Well, Alan's was last in July, I think, right?
I
June
don't
or
remember.
July. Whatever. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it on Facebook, and I knew it was in September. I didn't know when, but whatever. So yeah, the struggles are real, and all these little snot-nosed little shit asses that think that they're too good for a $15 an hour job need to get outside of the country and realize how hard it is to actually get a job, maintain a job, keep a job, and require the requirements that are for that job. And if you do become 30 years old and you have been working in a job, you better stay in that job and kiss the manager's ass or become the manager, because you're done after that. So, you know, it makes me laugh when these idiots want $15 to $20 an hour to do a job they have zero skills, and it takes zero skills to do, but they're worth more than what the job is actually. They think they're worth more than the job is actually worth.
And that only causes increase in cost and everything else. But yes, when you go to the Philippines and you go up to the fast food counter, don't go to the fast food counter. Go to a traditional Filipino restaurant. You'll have a lot more fun there and better conversation, and the food is real. But when you do go to a fast food like Chowking, Jollibee, you're going to look into the eyes of a girl that looks like she's 10, but she's actually got a college education.
Associate at least.
And
somehow.
at least an associate's degree, and she is young. You know, she's no older than, they won't even hire 24 in a fast food restaurant.
I don't know their age limitations.
Yeah, I mean, the last president was going to change that, and it just didn't happen, and now they got a new president. So, but whatever, I'm done. Here we go.